Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're sad. Because this is the end of Frieren. Excited that, we get to see, the conclusion of season 1, but sad that this is the end of Frieren. Now, this is just the end of season 1, though. There will be season 2, and we're reacting to that as well. As soon as the dub comes out for season 2, we'll be reacting to that. And looking to see, so Frieren passed the final test. She is now a first-class mage, and we'll see what happens. I guess this is going to probably set up what's to come for season 2.
Yeah, we know that she got the first-class mage, but, I'm kind of curious, what does that mean now? In terms of what does that change for them on their journey? I don't know, does she get, a little first mage diploma or something?
Yeah.
I don't know, is there a graduation ceremony? What's the deal?
Yeah, it got to be a graduation ceremony. And then what's going to happen to the rest of the mages that we met along the way? Curious about that. Curious who else is going to pass, because we haven't seen anybody else if they're going to pass. She failed a bunch of people, but Uel or Dankin, I don't think we saw.
We didn't see Dankin if he passed or failed.
So we got some more things to wrap up here. Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
It would be embarrassing when we meet again.
I have a teacher, and it's Mistress Frieren.
Yeah.
Well done, Fern.
She passed the test.
You pass.
Frieren bored.
Dankin, the Imperial Mage. I know all about you. You're the subject of many an inspiring tale. I wish that I'd met you when you were still young.
Ooh. Dankin flashback.
I have no interest in a great flame's cinders.
Oh, fail.
At least that's what I believed. When you first walked in, you considered how you would fight me.
But only for a moment. I quickly abandoned that idea.
And so you pass.
Yeah.
People are too afraid to fight me even in their heads. Next.
Ooh.
You've passed the test.
Huh.
Next.
Okay.
Is this a joke?
Send in the real you.
You really couldn't be bothered to set foot on the testing grounds?
As you can see, the real me has made an appearance.
Your actual body never left your hometown. I
Oh.
hope you're enjoying that cup of tea.
Oh, damn.
What?
How impressive. Not even Ubel realized it.
You pass.
This entire time, he's been at home.
That's crazy.
Of all the second-class mages I know, you are by far the most skilled in combat. You realized a battle with me would be pointless. But that wasn't a judgment made out of fear. What's your favorite spell?
Magic's a tool for killing.
She like that answer.
You've passed. Next.
Wow, okay.
What did you think when you saw me?
I thought you were very small and very adorable.
You pass.
Oh, wow. Okay. Because we're honesty.
I failed. Always next time, champ.
A whole 3 years, huh?
It's okay. You're
Passed
12.
the test, Mistress Frieren. Excellent job.
Frieren, who knows how far I would have made it without you and your protege. Thanks to you, I can finally visit a certain grave up north.
Good.
You gotta pick something.
Is this a celebration pastry?
I think I'd like Grandpa.
A feast.
When I was a lad, I never got to indulge in sweet treats like these.
Thank you very much, sir.
Who's he?
That's Mr. Denkin. He's an Imperial Mage.
You mean the old timers are noble? I'm sorry for speaking to you so casually.
I came to this city as a mage, just like any other.
You shouldn't feel obliged to treat a stranger like me.
Please, I have no better use for my money.
That can't be the truth.
He's right. No family?
I wasn't blessed with children or grandchildren. My wife passed away when I was in my mid-20s. The poor girl was sickly from the day we met. Back in those days, wealth and influence were two things I desperately lacked. They also seemed to be the only mechanisms by which I could save her. Soon, Zeria established the Continental Magic Association and began offering the privilege. But it was too late. If only I could have been for my beloved then, who I have become today.
You might not become who you are today without what you went through.
There is something I'd like you to tell your master, that I had long forgotten how joyful magic can be, but she gave me a firm reminder. I've admired Frieren's deeds in the party of heroes since I was a boy. I credit her with my becoming a mage.
You should tell her that yourself. I'm certain she would be happy to hear it.
Yeah.
Perhaps you're right. I'll do that.
There you go.
The magical city of oysters did not disappoint.
I found some top-notch grimoires.
Allow me. You want them in the basket, right?
Good job, Burble.
You would ignore the poor lady?
Helping her did cross my mind for a moment.
Just a moment, huh?
Your actions have been more surprising than mine. I heard that you tried to kill Fern's party during the first test. Fern was quite upset. She said you'd kick a puppy if it was in your way.
All I did was threaten them. Though looking back, if I had taken one of those lives, I might have been doing the world a favor. There's no one I wouldn't kill to protect my village and the people in it. I want to get my hands on the most powerful spell I can. The demons already thought I was a force to be reckoned with, but they haven't seen anything yet.
What's the privilege? What is Fern gonna ask for?
My goal is to lighten the load of people in need.
Why's that?
Like countless others born on the northern frontier. My childhood was dominated by tales of Himmel the hero. As a kid, I would sink my teeth into
Forrest Gump shot.
They'd talk about how he defeated the monsters that attacked the village, or how he helped little old ladies carry their groceries.
Smaller deeds.
Just boring favors. But when the elders
They meant so
shared
much to them.
their eyes lit up bright, as thrilled by these small deeds as I was by the great ones. After Himmel the hero died and the remaining demons started acting up, that's when I finally understood. None of them meant as much as home. And home keeps your hands too full to worry about that kind of stuff. If Himmel the hero hadn't visited my village, I doubt that my home would still be around, whether he had saved the world or not. The small stuff counts just as much.
Yes. Agreed.
It's really nothing that complex. Guess I've been chatting for too long.
Burble just summed up the entire series.
Always treasure the people you meet. Death is far from this lifetime's only goodbye. Then again, I don't have to tell you that.
But you did anyways.
What a good line. Death is far from this world's only goodbye.
Isn't there some way you could magic each of us across?
Possibly, but then I'd be left all alone on this side.
Himmel, we should waste no time in defeating the Demon King. What point is there in helping people in such insignificant ways?
Deeds like these will not change lives, but people need help, and I cannot turn my back on those right in front of me.
True hero.
It turns out the world was changed after all.
We're going to be granted our privileges tonight, and apparently we're each allowed to bring guests. It's once in a lifetime, so we should all go.
That once in a lifetime for Frieren.
I'm terribly sorry, ma'am, but Miss Frieren has been banned for the next 1,000 years.
Oh!
That's quite a steep punishment when there wasn't a crime.
It can't be helped. Zeria is truly the world's oldest child.
Ha!
I shall wait outside.
I may as well give her some company.
Stark, this is definitely a once in a lifetime opportunity for you, man.
She's a first-class mage now. That's a pinnacle not even 50 mages in the whole world have reached. Young Fern has grown so much. I have no doubt, in this era, Fern will become a mage even more famous than me. That's a good thing.
I agree.
Miss Frieren,
He's one of the Magic Association's men.
my name is Lernen, and I'm a first-class mage, a long-time student of Mistress Zeria.
The way you're looking at me, you see the fluctuations in my mana. You are tremendously skilled, but this peaceful era doesn't suit you, does it?
Not in the slightest. I am an old-fashioned mage who knows painfully little outside the realm of battle.
So what is it you want from me, then?
Out of all mistresses,
Blood.
It's no secret I am soon to return to dust, and when I die, so will some proof of my mistress's existence. So I'll leave a legacy to keep her company. Infamy must suffice, as being the mage who killed the legendary Frieren won't elicit kind remarks from generations to come.
I thought that's where he was going with it. Oh shit! Landed a hit.
I am not going to fight you. It's a waste of time. Mages who only know how to fight are simply horrid at the softer things. There's really no need for history to remember you. Zeria will do a fine job of that. That small field of flowers was conjured by magic. You told me that you found it foolish and useless.
I am not one to mince words. Flamma was a failure. Despite her immense talent, she never reached my heights. Failures that they were, I remember each and every one. I always choose my students on a whim, yet their personalities and favorite spells are carved into my mind. I've never regretted taking them on, even if they didn't become the legends I foresaw.
It's a pity she can't tell her own students how she truly feels. She's ever the child I thought she was.
Well handled, Frieren.
Yeah.
I'm all done receiving my privilege.
Let's be off then.
How did you get that wound on your shoulder?
All that matters now is getting it healed. Do you think there are any churches open?
We are horrid at the softer things, aren't we? That is true of the both of us.
Mr. Stark, what's today's mission?
Sorry, kiddos.
How about some breakfast on the house?
Aw. Everybody loves Stark.
Drink? Sure. Thank you.
Another 10 on a free drink. You can see what she asked for? What the other people asked for their spell?
People love you everywhere you go.
Think so?
By the way, Fern, what spell did you end up asking for?
What, can you not tell?
Your clothes are so clean they look new.
A cleaning spell?
It's a spell that removes stains and cleans clothes down to the stitch. It's going to make doing laundry a breeze.
So, Zadia is a living grimoire after all then. You've won a legendary level cleaning spell from the era of mythology.
The head tap.
There is no doubt you're my apprentice.
Yeah, she asked for like a super powerful spell.
Mistress Sedia didn't seem quite as happy with my selection, though.
I'm sure she wasn't.
I believe it. Serves her right.
Frieren! We just wanted to say thank you. Thanks for the fun. Safe travels.
I'll see you later.
Right. You kept that farewell rather short and simple, just like you did with Zine.
And with Croft.
Because she's not good at the softer stuff.
You always bid such quick goodbyes.
And that's strange?
It's more like a break in character. It may have just been a side job, but we spent 2 weeks traveling with him.
We drank with the fellow practically every night.
You did.
Priest.
You have a point, and I'm sure our paths will cross somewhere down the line. I don't think a tearful farewell would suit us anyway. And besides, it would be embarrassing when we met again.
Agreed. So what'd you think?
I loved this show.
Yeah.
It was just so different from what we had come to expect with anime shows and to be frank, even necessarily what our community typically enjoys.
Yeah.
It was a lot slower and not in a like, oh, it's slow kind of way, but in a, it's, you know, I think you said it many times during feedback after episodes, it's not afraid to take its time. And it gives space for the important things. It was so soothing to watch throughout.
For sure.
But at the same time, like it did have moments of action and some very impressive fights in there. It just didn't make everything fight. So like when they happened, they really popped out.
It would be embarrassing when we met again.
Saying exactly what Himmel said. I also really like the line, I said it at the time in this episode, how death is not the only goodbye.
Yeah.
You know, and I think often we kind of think it is, right? Because it's like, oh, there's always tomorrow. I can always call him over the weekend. I can always see him next week. Like, we often defer things to the future. But the future is not guaranteed, and people may come and go in your life, and you know, you think, oh, our paths will cross again one day, and they may not. So acknowledging that, you know, there are times when we have goodbye and like giving space for those and making them count. I like really feel that message. At the same time, I do love what Himmel said and what Frieren said about like, you know, having some big blubbering tearful goodbye and thinking that it's like the last time could be embarrassing when you see him again, and it feels like, you know, not making it such a big deal because like there is a future to look forward and be optimistic about. So I like the two different thoughts there.
Yeah, not being sad that the time with that person is over for right now, and like the fear of never seeing them again versus the hope of seeing them again. And the fact that like, oh, you know, like I believe that our paths will cross again. And, you know, and so not making a big deal about that. Yeah. I mean, Himmel was all about hope. And I also just, I mean, it was just like a very poetic ending for a last episode for Frieren, right? Because it's all about not making a big deal out of the goodbye out of the last episode. This like we were doing at the beginning. It's so funny because like we were talking about how sad we were that this is the last episode of season 1, and like I like had to like skip like I wanted to get right to it and everything. So I couldn't even take time with like the intro. I'm like, no, I want to skip the intro. I want to get like right to see what's going on with the characters and everything like that and see who passes. And so I mean, just very cleverly written and woven in there. And it's like, if you're expecting this huge big climactic ending in Frieren, then you haven't been paying attention and you haven't been watching the right show.
Yeah, I also loved Fern's spell that she chose because it so perfectly fit her. But not just that, it was also a very smart thing to choose. Like, obviously most people go for like the biggest and baddest spell that they can get their hands on because like that would be amazing. But how often are you going to use those spells, right? Like, Fern chose a spell that is going to very significantly make her life better on a regular basis because she's like, this is going to make cleaning a breeze. Like, laundry day is going to be so easy. You know, she didn't go for the big thing. She went for the thing that would mean the most to her and make her the happiest in her life a little bit easier. Like, I think we've kind of touched on this before, but we talk about like, you know, everybody's got sort of a well of well-being and happiness, and like how you maintain your well can kind of dictate how maybe happy or sad you are in life. And for me, like Fern's whole thing, that was just a huge win for her well, because now every time it comes to laundry day, she's gonna fill her well with happiness because she's just like, I got the easy spell. I don't know, it made me so happy. And it was just so smart and so fitting for her.
I also love how the Zadia, her when she was talking about just like her disappointment in the mages that she's trained, right? And like that disappointment was felt by her apprentices, right? Because that guy like wanted to be like, he's like I need to do something to be remembered. Because that is what like I was trained for, was to be someone that like was worthy of training and to be remembered forever. She even admitted that she's like, I will remember them always, right? And she's living longer than most people, so they really did do something to be remembered for forever. Might not be remembered for by like everybody, but like eventually people and the stories and tales that they tell die out. And then so it's just not necessarily about being remembered by everybody. It's just if you can make an impact on one person and be remembered by them, that is something that is an accomplishment, right? Especially if it is someone that you hold dear and like in revere as well, you know? I mean, like, so they all like, you know, looked up to her. And so when Frieren was like, you'll be remembered by the one person that you care so much about, that you want to be remembered by. And so you don't need to do this. And like, so I love that. But like, again, apologies for not getting her names, Zedia or whatever, like didn't get that. And like, I like how Frieren kept saying like, oh, she's being like such a child. Cause like, she's just not understanding it. I mean, for her, I don't know. It's like, it's about the big grand actions, right? And Himmel just showed and saw with Verbal that the smaller actions really mean just as much.
It is funny that they will be remembered just by disappointing her. I mean, most of us want to be remembered by like impressing someone, like with a positive air, whereas like she remembers all her students because they've all kind of disappointed her. And it's kind of like, well, that's a bit of a burn.
I don't know that she said that, like, I remember them because they all disappointed me. She said, I remember each and every one of their like personalities though. Like she's like, even though they disappointed me,
in spite of their disappointment,
I remember them. Yeah. In spite of their disappointment, whatever. But what she doesn't realize is that she's actually like shouldn't be disappointed in them because they will be remembered. So what she was disappointed in them for is actually not right, because they are being remembered because they were great enough and impressive enough to be trained by her.
This is true.
And so that in and of itself was an accomplishment. She was looking for something like the like accomplishment, like even greater beyond that. And yeah, and it's just like, I mean, and her first student trained Frieren. Then Frieren went on to, you know, defeat the Demon King and with the party of heroes, and So it is not just about like what you do. It's about the legacy that you pass on, right? The people that you meet along the way that you impact them, and like that they go on to accomplish great things as well. That's an accomplishment for you too, because like Frieren would not have done everything she did if it wasn't for meeting her teacher again, whose name we're terrible with names, his name I've forgotten, but yeah, and who wouldn't have learned all she ever learned. She wasn't an apprentice under Zadia.
It's also something you said, kind of piggybacking off that, sort of like yes, anding it a bit. You had talked about how like if you can make an impression on even one person, that's a win. And I think, you know, often we get so wrapped up in legacy and like making that big global impression that's gonna but I mean, when you think of how many people you actually remember throughout history and how far back our memories go of great people, like Frieren is a great mage, and she was trained by a great mage, but the one who trained her probably isn't going to be remembered. Frieren will be for defeating the Demon King, you know, which isn't to say that her trainer wasn't great or that Frieren would have done any of that had it not been for her trainer. But it's that thing of like when people get so wrapped up in like legacy and like that they have to be remembered for forever, you know, even ancient history, the number of people from the ancient world that you can list off in your brain are probably like maybe enough for one hand. Like, you know,
all the kings in the world that have ever been, presidents. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's some people out there. I definitely can name all the presidents or whatever. I think one of our friends, Evan,
he probably
could. It's not saying like, you know, people don't remember or can't remember or like or anything like that. And it's also like written down in history books and everything. But you think about like all the pharaohs and whatnot. I mean, they're still like they were buried with such reverence, and like they're still uncovering and finding out new ones.
Yeah, when you think about it, those people in that time probably thought like, I'm king.
Yeah.
And especially for the ancient times, like that means I was God's chosen one or whatever, or chosen by the gods, if you know, depending on. And the thing is, like, we don't remember most of them. There's information, we can go to some history books and look it up or look it up online, but it's not like we remember off the top of our heads. And so the whole idea of focusing on legacy versus focusing on fulfilling your purpose in life, finding your calling and making an impact on someone by doing what you're called to do, like that's way more likely, I think, to actually give you a legacy in general. But even if it doesn't, that will make your life have meaning.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so now we've got a lot more characters than we did before when we started. So who would your top 5 characters be? Because the first class mage exam gave us a lot more of the characters.
True. Himmel has to be in there.
Yeah,
because he's sort of like the guiding light of the whole season, right? Like it's him and the teachings he imparted, whether intentionally or not. Okay, so after Himmel, it would be Sane or Sign. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But he was, I felt, just a good energy and a good dynamic for the group. My one criticism is that I didn't feel like he was in it long enough.
Yeah.
But I just liked him, and like him being a part of the group left an impression that I'm like, kind of wish he'd stuck around with Stark and Frieren and Fern. But okay, so that's 2 already. So then I have to go Frieren, Fern, and Stark for the others.
Okay.
Our core group, Stark for the humor, for his own heroism that he is still discovering, and for his humbleness, really. Fern for her kind of neuroticism over cleanliness, and her parenting of Frieren, which is just adorable. But also for growing and developing as a mage herself. And it's very exciting to hear Frieren talk about how like, she's going to surpass me one day. I mean, she's going to be that big. And then Frieren for being kind of an unconventional but excellent teacher, for wanting to sleep in.
Yes.
For getting cold, and for her incredible power, but again, not in an obnoxious or a showy way, just in a quietly confident way that she knows she can do this and she's got nothing to prove, and people who think she has to prove something to them, she doesn't really care. And I like that. I like that kind of self-assuredness and confidence that she has.
Yeah. I mean, definitely Himmel, for everything you said and just being like the heart and soul of the show. Ubel, I knew she was gonna be on your list. I really enjoyed her. I mean, if you have have seen the channel and seen other shows that we've checked out, then you know that like I like the kind of like the villain characters, and especially female villains are always fun. And she wasn't necessarily a villain, but she wasn't necessarily good either. So that's why I liked her, because she had she brought a different dynamic to the show that I really enjoyed. Frieren, she could just get trapped like in a mimic box or whatever for the entire show, and I would laugh at that, and I would love it. That would be great. Stark for sort of carrying on the I don't know the legacy of Himmel, but like the tone of Himmel, and sort of like the spirit of Himmel. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. The spirit of Himmel. And then I want to say Fern, obviously, because like she was, she's been a huge part of the show, and like her dynamic with Stark, but like I kind of want to call out Dankin.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Dankin, well, I was like, I don't need to put these in my list because I knew that they were going to be in your list.
Yeah, I mean, especially like towards the end there, with him, just talking about his past, and just how much Frieren had meant to him, and like him trying to gather everybody. Like now, it could have been for, like I said, there was a little bit about Dankin where, okay, it's not something I totally trust about him, because when I said he was trying to gather everyone like in the second class mage exam to like, hey, let's all go together, he was like waiting for everyone to like come to him instead of like kind of like really pitching it out, and like instead of like going to Frieren and saying like, well, I should be going with you because like you're clearly the strongest mage here. So I mean, I think that was like maybe like also like a pride thing about it. The fact that he like took on Frieren to begin with was ballsy, and like because he knew who she was and how powerful she was, and just his loved one of his lines. Great way. I think it was ending the episode too. It was like when they were fighting the fake Frieren and in the dungeon, and he's like, all I know is like if this was the real thing that we were going up against, I'd already smashed my little totem or whatever to get Gollum to get the hell out of here. So just the respect that he put on for Frieren was great. And I agree. I liked the priest at first sign. I thought like his intro was one of my favorite introductions in the entire series. Like him like being in the quicksand or whatever, that he was getting stuck, and like him retelling this whole story as he's like slowly sinking down. It was such a great intro. And then but like I didn't feel like he kept the humor up, or the dynamic up enough, and he wasn't in it enough. Not that Dankin like was in it a super lot, or Ubel, like they might have been in it just as much as him, but ended on them. So I guess they're a little bit more memorable there for me. But I liked his Signs like intro was one of the best ones in the show. Yeah,
for me with him, I mean, because I agree, and I was like, can I justify this? But I was like, but I remember him. Like I just, he had a humor and a jauntiness about him that like I just haven't seen in many of the other characters in this. Like even Stark doesn't have like that sort of charisma and a little bit of that swagger. Like he came with a little bit of swagger.
Yeah.
And I liked that dynamic, especially because Stark and Fern often are kind of like going back and forth a little bit with each other in terms of their energy and their dynamic. So it was nice to think of somebody who Frieren could kind of like ping pong off of and have like a dynamic with, I'm not talking like a romance or anything, but just sort of like, evening out the group from 3 to 4, and then everybody's got sort of like a tennis partner on the field. So yeah, that was just something, and like I just was sad that he wasn't in it more, and I hope that their paths cross again, and maybe he does join up with our group next time. We need a drunken priest.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I hope that when he finds his buddy and then is able to get back with the group, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so let us know your top 5 characters down below in the comments, and your thoughts on the series. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, we're not gonna have to wait too long for the show to come out, for season 2 to come out, but I just don't know how long the dub's gonna be, because sometimes it's a couple weeks behind, sometimes it's a couple months behind, so we'll see. You can get our full uncut reactions, you can get early ad-free access over on Patreon, links in the description of the video. And thanks so much for going on this Frieren journey with us on Frieren Fridays, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.